What's going on, everybody? Mario here again with the Neko Prince YouTube channel. Thanks so much for deciding to spend these next few minutes with me. I'm going to tell you guys how I started my business, the struggles I went through when I started my business, how I overcame those struggles, and my first few orders. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any future videos. And do me a favor, go ahead and leave a comment with the struggles that you experienced when you first started. How did it go? Was it smooth? Was it rough? Let me know. So, without further ado, let's get to it. How did I start Neko Prince? Originally, there was no Neko Prince. About 4, maybe 5 years ago, me and a buddy of mine had an idea to start a t-shirt business. Well, it was kind of more my idea, and then I roped him into it. He's actually really good at drawing and designing, so I figured, you know what, let me get with him, and let's see where this can take us. And we just wanted to test out the waters and see what happens. So we got super excited. We created a logo. Well, he created a logo, but we called it Merkin Cereal. So we had our logo created, so I got to work on our Etsy shop and I opened it up. I added a couple products. It was really just 2 or 3 shirts, nothing hard. It wasn't a crazy design or anything like that. I left them as draft. You know, we wanted to actually make the shirts first. So we started looking into how to print shirts. We obviously didn't do a lot of research or any. We ended up at a local art store. We asked around there to see what they suggested. And then they suggested the Speedball Starter Kit. I don't recommend it at all, especially if you wanted to start a business. Well, yeah, it's a cheap way to get started and be able to print a couple things. The quality and just the way that they set it up, the materials that they include, it's not worth it. So we purchased a Speedball kit, we went to his house, and we set it up. It was weird. We tried that. First off, we didn't even know what kind of light source we were supposed to use. But again, we didn't do the research. We didn't know about burning screens. We didn't know about anything. We were kind of just winging it and saying, hey, screw it, it's gonna work, right? Yeah, no, it didn't work. We tried a couple things. He drew a little design on there which came out pretty cool, but when we washed it out, everything was coming off. When finally we got to be able to screen print something, we tried it out and then it just smudged. It was a mess. It was horrible, and it discouraged us, and we just gave up. Then throughout the years, I kind of hinted at my wife that I wanted to start my little t-shirt company again. But me personally, I always say I'm going to do something and I never do it. Or, I mean, a lot of people do that, right? Everyone has an idea for a business. It's a multi-million-dollar idea, but it's just never executed. That was me. Except I don't know if it's a multi-million-dollar idea. Never know, maybe. I kept saying that I was going to do it and I was going to figure something out, and I didn't. Fast forward a few years, there was a bunch of problems in the company that I was in, and we were all laid off. I got a new job. I started working in IT, which was what I was kind of doing previously. Awesome, let's do this. So I started my job, and I slowly start to realize this isn't for me. So that's when I decided I'm gonna make my company. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna put the work in. So I started doing a lot of research. I started looking at different printing methods. I started differentiating between vinyl, screen printing, DTG, transfers, regular paper transfers. I dove deep. I didn't want to make the same mistake again. I didn't want to not continue, right? So I finally decided, you know what? I'm gonna screen print. So I purchased a single color press on Amazon, a bunch of ink, squeegees, emulsion, everything. And I thought, I'm ready. Went to my backyard, had a little shed in the house we were living. I cleared it completely out. I set up a table, I set up my press. The reason I got a heat press was because I didn't get a flash dryer. I was kind of going the cheap route, and I was gonna do screen printing, dries it with a heat gun, cures it with a heat press. That was what I was gonna do. I thought, you know what? This is super easy. I can do this. I don't even need to practice. My practice will be my first order. So I started hitting people up and I told them, look, I can do this, I got this, I got this. 2 of my friends hit me up and they said, yeah, let's do it. One of them is an AC contractor. He gave me 10 shirts he needed printed. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Got everything set up. I put the emulsion on, I burned the screen, it didn't work. Oh crap. all right, I have to keep at it. I have to make this work, right? I couldn't get the excess emulsion to wash off. I would be at work, and on my break I would haul ass home, take out 2 screens that I had coated with emulsion the night before, burn them really fast, and then try to spray them down. I told this guy to give me 2 weeks. I did that for about a week. Finally, on the last day of that first week, I was able to burn the screens successfully. And I thought, awesome. Printing time. I go ahead and get my ink, I set everything up, I have the burnt screen, let's do it. Start making some shirts. It's a 3-color shirt on a 1-color press, and I had 3 different screens. My first issue was that I couldn't align the 2 colors right. The first one came out awesome. Came out great. The second one, I couldn't see what I was doing. Since you can't register the screens, since it's a 1 press, I had to literally take off the screen after the first color, then add the second screen, align it right, and then press. It was a disaster. It didn't work. I decided, you know what, let me do the back first, and then I'll mess with the front. In white ink. I didn't know how to work with white ink, and I didn't know that white ink is completely different than colored ink. Once I did the squeegee, I lifted the press, I looked, oh my god. There was ink under the screen, there was ink on top of the shirt. Yeah, I had the design laid out, like you could read what it said, but you had little mountains of ink, and you had like ink splatters that were kind of just, you know, raising off of the design. I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. So I thought I need to text him, and I need to explain to him that I'm gonna take a little bit longer. Luckily, he's a friend. He understood, and that gave me an extra week. This isn't gonna work. This right now is not gonna work. I don't have the time to figure this out. I need to get this done. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get a vinyl cutter. How'd I get here? What day is it? I apologize for the change of scenery. Prior to that little B-roll clip, I was in my home office, but I had to catch up on some orders, and I decided I was going to film a little bit later. And then I just got bombarded with a bunch of different things I needed to do and orders I needed to catch up on. So here we are, about 4 days later, and I'm on my lunch break. But I really wanted to finish telling you guys the rest of the story, and I know when I get home, I'm going to have to catch up on a bunch more work, as well as edit this video. So please bear with me. I hope you guys don't mind it. Let's continue. So I ended up purchasing the Silhouette Cameo 4. So going into this, I did some research. I looked up some YouTube videos while I was waiting for the Cameo to arrive, and I had a pretty good understanding of how the software worked, how to use it, and all the settings you needed for the heat press. I ended up purchasing the Cameo 4 starter bundle off of Amazon because it brought a bunch of extra vinyl to be able to work with and practice with. Found working with SVGs pretty easy, as well as converting certain images to SVGs, so that really wasn't a problem for me. The moment I received the box, I went ahead and tore it up, took out that Cameo, set it up, connected it, set up the software on the computer, and got to work. First thing I did was do a couple test cuts with some decals, and they came out perfect. Then, that same day, I decided, all right, let's get to work, let's start making those shirts. I got to work, I started cutting the vinyl, and I made the first shirt. That shirt came out absolutely awesome. Everything was perfect, the size was perfect, the colors were great, the aligning was as it should be. The moment that first shirt came off the press, I had a huge feeling of relief. I had a huge weight lifted off my shoulders because I knew, okay, I can do this, I did this, now let's just finish. It took me a few hours to get everything done, but luckily and thankfully I was able to get it done. I called up my friend, I told him, look, your shirts are ready. He came over, he picked them up, and he absolutely loved them. When starting something new, a lot of times it doesn't go the way it went with my screen printing. It was a total mess. But if you use your mind, take it one step at a time, you can do anything that you want to do. And yes, that was definitely a reference from Blue's Clues. I have a 2-year-old, and I watch Blue's Clues every day. Every day. But that advice couldn't be any more truer. It is 100% true. Just put your mind to it, do a little bit of research, ask around on some forum, ask around on groups on Facebook, which, by the way, I have my own Facebook group called Neko Prints Crafting Support. It's an open group for anybody that wants to join, ask for help, or give help. We're a growing community and would love to see you on there. Looking back at it, I should have just started with the vinyl. It would have been a lot easier, and it would have been a lot quicker. I would have saved a lot of money, and I would have saved a lot of time. But you live and you learn, right? Trial and error. That's when you have to decide, when you error out, if you're gonna keep pushing forward, put your mind to it and figure it out, or if you're just gonna quit like I did the very first time that I started. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end with me. I know it was a long one, but I figured my story, the way I started, could definitely help some of you, because I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people that started, couldn't figure a few things out, and just quit. I know it happened to me, it sucks, but keep pushing, keep putting your mind to it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Smash that like button and share this video with a friend that is going through the same struggles. Also, last thing, go ahead and leave a comment with your experience starting out, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.